And thanks indeed for joining us for this Friday edition. Tonight's broadcast, we trust you're doing well. Now, you know every Friday I have a guest anchor, and tonight it's a surprise. But of course, some of you who followed me on social media, you know who we are going to host tonight. It's Kina Music CEO, Kramer, the maestro, the main producer in this country. He'll be joining me later on. I'm Ethan Tashobia. You're watching RwandaTV News live from Kigali. Members of the parliament suggest that, there should be, rather today, President Paul Kagame hosted a meeting of the cabinet at Village Rugwiro, where several events are to be discussed, including the ongoing measures to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. They are also expected to discuss the preparations of Rwanda's readiness to host the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. With just 2 years left to the end of NST1 National Development Acceleration Plan, the government officials are confident that pledge to create about 1.5 million jobs will be achieved without a doubt, despite the economic hardships brought about by COVID-19 pandemic. Israel Masozera reports.
Youth unemployment remains the biggest concern for many young people today. Figures from the National Institute of Statistics for the last year, 2021, show 33% of Rwandan youth have no jobs, neither are they in school. When asked why, some say in addition to lack of experience needed to get the jobs, they also lack capital and collateral to get the loans to start their own businesses. First and foremost, youth finish school but they can't find jobs, and others can't find capital to use to start their own businesses. Sometimes you get to seek for a job and they ask you for 2 years of experience and you have never worked a single day. On the other hand, some young people say they have been able to overcome limitations like lack of capital and collateral needed to access loans to start their own businesses and the work experience needed to get jobs.
They
ask me for collateral that I don't have as a condition to give me a loan, and that sets me back and keeps me stuck in the poverty cycle.
According to Dr. Rusibana Jean-Claude, the senior researcher and senior lecturer in corporate finance and leadership, also serving as the vice-chancellor at University of Kigali, better planning would be a lasting solution to unemployment.
Kugira rero ngo umurimo ube umurimo usubiza ikibazo cy'ubushomeri.
If you're in your first year at the university, study for 6 months and work for 3 months. Get 1 day a week and practice what you're studying to become. If you're in school with the intention of becoming a software engineer, then befriend software engineers and learn what they do. If you want to become a doctor, befriend doctors. Visit them, see how they're doing their work. That assume things magically happen when you finish school.
Isabel Masozera, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Isabel, for that report. Now, Imbuto Foundation rewarded 4 outstanding projects in the 4th edition of an annual youth competition called the Accelerator. According to the Imbuto Foundation administration, the competition is focused on selecting projects that provide solutions to the problems facing the Rwandan society. Jen Mutoni has more.
The youth that competed in the Accelerator, a competition that was held for the 4th time, were asked to present projects that could provide answers to mental and reproductive health issues. More than 490 youth projects were received and 4 were selected to be the best, each of which cost $10,000, equivalent to 10 million Rwandan francs. Winners say that they have found a way to implement their projects and appreciate the youth platform that has been set up to give them the opportunity to showcase their skills.
Accelerator yashyizweho n'Imbuto Foundation ni igikorwa cyiza cyane.
Accelerator was established by Imbuto Foundation. It is a very good project, and we thank those that came up with it and those that implemented it, because it is a platform for the youth to bring in solutions to issues that are faced by our fellow youth or even some of us. But because in most cases we don't have the capacity to implement those ideas, Accelerator sponsors those projects that are good and practical, hence enabling the youth to implement them. Imbuto Foundation Deputy Director General Umutesi Geraldine says this competition has been productive.
ngarutse nko ku muryango Imbuto Foundation mu cyerekezo cyacu.
Our goal as Imbuto Foundation is to build capacity in the youth, but more especially to help them be involved in finding solutions to the issues in the community, and the capacity we provide to them is to help them as they find solutions, and so far it's been productive. Every year we receive ideas from many people, and we focused on the two subjects, which are reproductive health issues, especially for people with disabilities, and mental health issues. So we want them to come up with the solutions to those issues, as in the process they get to learn about them and how to deal with them, as they also provide solutions. Noela Bigirimana, the Deputy Director General at the Rwanda Biomedical Center, says that young people should be involved in finding solutions to the pressing issues in the society, especially those related to early pregnancies among adolescents.
One of the key priorities in our government is to develop our young people, and part of developing social development, health development, well-being, all these can actually be challenged by a mental health condition and a limited sexual reproductive health in terms of awareness, in terms of access to services. So these are areas that need to be strengthened and need to be strengthened continually. So a forum like this is quite unique because starting with it as a challenge, you're able to have young people come up with solutions and through this platform access the support that's needed to grow their ideas and their solutions.
In the talks, the youth were urged to refrain from drugs and to protect others from drugs abuse, among other crimes, if they are to lead a productive life. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
Thank you, Jen, for that report. Now, on Friday, the youth Muslim from 31 countries across Africa and their Islam teachers visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial, where they were briefed about the history of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, and before paying their respects to the victims buried there. Now, these young Muslims believe that in Rwanda they have learned enough lessons that can actually ensure that the never again is achieved. They are here in Rwanda to participate in the International Quran Reading Contest. Betty Moteni reports.
Muslim believers from different countries across Africa have visited Kigali Genocide Memorial, and they noted that what happened was cruel, which should not happen again in either Rwanda or any other country.
Actually, I'm sad. I'm very, very emotional because first we have to consider we are humans. We are equal. Whether you are white, you are black, we are humans. So what I learned is that you don't have to fight your brother. You don't have to hate your brother. Most of them, women and children. Some were hacked in the head, in the eyes. This is very, very sad. So with this, we have to unite so that we will develop each other and move forward.
We thank all the people of Rwanda to be united. Alhamdulillah, in our religion, it is very important to be united because we are all one people.
Kweli wameona kitu kizito sana katika hii sehemu ambayo tumeingia hapa.
People saw very bad things here where we are, and there are lessons to be learned. Every country has lessons to teach the world so that the whole world people can live as brothers with no divisions. As preached in religions, tribes, or any other thing, people should live like brothers.
Bila kubaguana na aina yote, watu wakuwe kitu moja, waishi pamoja.
Chairman Nuhu Ismail, the head of Commission of Rwanda Muslim Community, stressed that bringing youth to visit Kigali Genocide Memorial is to educate them about the history of what happened so that they can fight divisionism, but instead promote peace and unity in their communities.
When people visit our country, we show them the history of Rwanda. The genocide against the Tutsi in 1994 is something that is so painful. It hurt the world, and that's why we teach them never again in Rwanda or anywhere around the world.
These Muslim youth are in Rwanda for International Quran Reading Contest called Rwanda Musabai, which is purposely to teach Muslims how to read the Quran. Betty Mutoni, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Betty. Now, members of parliament suggest that there should be a program that teaches parents and on reproductive health so that they too can educate their children about it. Olive Nete has this report.
Lack of knowledge about reproductive health in young people is one of the most pressing issues and may be the root cause of unplanned pregnancies, as well as a variety of other issues that contribute to neglect of reproductive health. Some of the youth say that among the challenges they face includes that parents do not talk to them about reproductive health. Most of young people don't have enough information about reproductive health because parents don't talk about it to them. They fear to tell them about it, and most of the times young people get information from other people. My parents didn't talk to me about anything regarding reproductive health, but I know all about it. Some parents also acknowledge that it is important to talk to children about reproductive health to prevent them from getting the wrong information from other people. It is better to talk to children about reproductive health at a young age, because that is when they can be free and open to talk to you about any issue they face. When you didn't start at a young age, it becomes difficult for you to speak to them. I think that talking to children about reproductive health is essential because most of the times they are curious about it and want to know most of the things. And nobody can talk to them about it except their parents, because if they get information from other people, they can be misled. Mukanyarwaya Seraphine, who is in charge of reproductive health of the youth at Kagugu Health Center, says that after the establishment of a special youth room, the participation has increased. After establishing a special room for the youth, we started receiving some of them because they are now aware of our programs, as we indicated in the notices that we hang everywhere, and the services that we provide to. So they come to us and we talk to them. But before, when they didn't know about these programs, they would meet at different places. But now the level of participation has increased. While members of the parliament were conducting a visit ascertaining how health centers, schools and youth institutions monitor the quality of maternal and child health services and the reproductive health of the youth, it was pointed out that there is an issue of the youth shying away from reproductive health subjects. Honorable Anita Mutesi notes that parents should also be taught about the reproductive health because many of them do not have enough knowledge about it. The first challenge is that parents are not even aware of what they should talk about to their children. This shows that campaigns are needed so that parents can have knowledge about what to talk to their children. What are they teaching their children? Are they even aware of those subjects? Another challenge is that nowadays, through technology, children are more informed than parents. Different measures are needed. Measures to approach the youth. Campaigns are also needed to train parents about what to tell their children, and all institutions should be involved and work together so that the youth can be approached. The government of Rwanda points out that in-depth awareness campaigns should be carried out in collaboration with all institutions to address the issues that are related with the lack of knowledge on reproductive health. Olive Nete, RTV News.
In other news, residents of Jabana and Duba sectors in Gasabo district say they are happy with the new bridge that connects the two sectors. Before, they had a small bridge that were used to cause accidents, especially in the rainy season. But now they feel safe in their travel and trade. Jen Motoni has more.
With smiles on their faces, these residents say they are happy with the new bridge because it was constructed at a time it was needed the most for the safety of their travels and trade activities with other sectors. Before its constructions, we used to make one out of wood, but the rain would wash it away and we would have to pass through the water. But thank God we have one, and we thank those who established the bridge because we had no choice but to pass through the water. But now we are glad that it has been established. In addition to the bridge, Vice Mayor in charge of urbanization and infrastructure, Mr. Mhabgana Magurmerad, said that the people who were employed to construct the bridge were provided trainings by Bridge to Prosperity, which will help them in other infrastructural projects.
Mu gihe cyo kucyubaka abaturage kaba barabonyemo n'akazi
During its construction, people got hired, and each was being paid a wage of 3,500 Rwandan francs. In addition, they were trained, and now they are being given tutorial on how to replace an equipment in case any damage happens step by step.
Residents were requested to take care of it and use the knowledge they have, as it is an important part of their day-to-day operations, according to Murenzi Jeff, Director of Bridges to Prosperity, that built the bridge.
They should look out for the foundation and prevent soil erosion, and my message to them was to take good care of this bridge, and in case of any damage that they cannot fix, they can approach the authorities.
The bridge was built by the city of Kigali in partnership with Bridges to Prosperity, where the city of Kigali provided 33% of the requirements and Bridges to Prosperity provided 67%. It is 75 meters long and worth 95 million Rwandan francs. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
Welcome back. Glad you're still watching RTV News. I'm Shimwe Clement, your guest anchor tonight. On the international scene, this Friday, a funeral was held for Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh, who was shot dead in the West Bank city of Jenin during an Israeli raid. Palestinian-American journalist Shireen Abu Akleh was fatally shot while covering a raid by Israeli forces in the West Bank on Thursday. Abu Akleh was buried at the Mount Zion Protestant Cemetery next to her parents.
You're giving us hits after hits.
Yeah.
Who writes your songs?
Me and Clement.
You and Clement?
Yeah, we exchange ideas in the studios. Yeah.
You and Clement, you seem to be actually having a very special relationship. You're probably one of the guys who have stayed longer in Kenya music.
I don't think I stayed longer, but because there are other artists who have been there for a long time, like Platini, like Tom Close. But I'm looking forward to stay there for a long time too.
We don't see Mutware in the title or whatever. It is Mutware. Is that a street language that you're actually bringing into? Who came up with this whole idea now?
It's Clem actually.
Really?
Yeah, he's
such a genius.
Yeah, of course.
He is.
He does well, yeah.
Clem, a lot of praises for you right there. How does it make you feel? Every other art, a masterpiece of a music. I think in this country you've had an impact on it, you've touched it. And looking at what my brother Nell was telling me that back then, you're such a genius when it comes to not only production, but also writing music.
Well, thank you. It's hard to say that that yourself, but few songs I've written for some of my artists or even other artists that did well. So I'm glad that I contributed.
So you guys, the Clement that was being talked about, this is the man right here. Clement Ishimwe is the CEO of Kina Music. It's a production house. This guy has, how long have you been in the industry?
So I started music production in 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Is this something you studied? You went to school to do?
I did. I took a year of training.
Yeah.
But also I took classes of piano. So I'm a pianist, and before I started producing music. Yeah. So it came like that.
Can you even remember? So you hear the song in the background. That's the song by Norris, but it's one of my favorites. And Norris is actually the wife. Is that the song you also wrote and produced?
Yes, I did.
Everything?
Yes.
And she just had to present her nice voice and do the singing.
Obviously, she looks even better. Yeah.
I know.
How would I do this?
Because that's more like an indirect way of saying, you know, I love this guy, but I cannot approach him. Was it directly
because
for you?
In our culture, you know, it's hard for a girl to make the first step.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to communicate in the song, but still finding ways to like approach the guy in a different way that wouldn't seem outrageous.
Yeah.
So that's what the song is about. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Such a beautiful song if you listen to it. But let's talk about you as a person and you know, your family. Who is Clement for someone who doesn't know you?
Clement is a simple Rwandan guy.
Yeah.
who just do music as a profession.
Yeah.
I do produce music, write, direct videos sometimes. I also, I'm a pianist.
Yeah.
Recently, I'm also giving classes at the Nyundo School of Arts and Music.
Oh.
Yeah, production, yes.
That's more rewarding, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that I'll be seeing future producers that have contributed to in the future.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about your family of superstars, you and your wife. Just tell us about getting married to a superstar when you're in the music industry, the challenges, the opportunities as well. Let's talk about that.
I think I would take it as an opportunity for both of us, because I understand her type of work she does as well, because sometimes there's these long hours we spend in the studios, and you know, she understands because she's a musician, and also her, if she needs to go shoot videos or she needs to go do concerts anywhere. So there's that understanding that it would be rare to find them in someone who is not a musician. Yeah. So I think that's a positive side of the things. Yeah. The less pleasant side of it is just that now that we have kids, sometimes they don't see us as they should. Yeah. Because we are spending hours, either someone is traveling or someone else is in the studio. So it gets sometimes it gets really busy, but otherwise we're trying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So now this song, the reason why I put it up, the song of Nerengabo and what's the name?
Fireman.
The Fireman.
Yes.
I saw you tweet about it so much, and it sort of portrays the message that artists are underappreciated in this country.
Yes.
And I'm told that you actually had a hand in writing it and producing it. What message did you actually want to portray?
So, I wouldn't say that they are not appreciated in this country, but we're actually happy that we are where we are now, because it wasn't like this a few years back. So when we started, we were the first generation to do this as professionally. Yeah. Because before, anyone that would do music, they were attached to a lot of negative comments and perception and all that. So we had to go through a lot of challenges to be where we are now. That's what we were singing about in the song. Because people would ask you, why do you do music? You don't have anything else to do, or either you didn't go to school, that's why you're doing this. Yeah. But now it's changing slowly, and we are glad, because now we are seeing even parents now taking their kids to learn music in schools. Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Where would you want the Rwandan music to be as a producer behind it?
I think the potential is there to be some of the biggest, or even the biggest in Africa. Yeah. It's just a matter of time and investment and skills and learning how elsewhere it's being done, and we'll get there definitely. Because if you look at the 10 years back or even 15, or I don't know, it's different how we're doing it now. And we used to listen to a lot of international musicians, but it's quite different now. You can listen to radios and you will hear between 70 and 80% of local music, which is amazing. And they don't do it because they are forced to or anything. It's just because we are working hard to change that.
And one thing I must say that I appreciate is that, when you travel in the region, at least you go out in a club or a pub, you get to hear these songs being played. And it's such a, you could not hear that 5-10 years ago.
No. Yeah.
It's such an achievement, and you have to appreciate people like you who put in a lot of work behind the scene.
Thank you.
Do you want to sing at some point?
No. No, I actually used to in choirs when I was in high school. Yeah. But I just decided that, let me just focus on production and developing other talents. Yeah. But singing wasn't my thing. Okay. I only sing in the studio.
You talked about high school. I want to know, which schools did you attend, very quickly?
I did APAS. It's an Adventist school. I did Mudende. It's an Adventist university too. Yeah. So I finished my university at ULK.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you plan to continue studying or something?
I might if I get enough time with the music.
So what did you do at the university?
I did IT.
Interesting.
Yes.
So you're such an IT person who is so much into music.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to use my degree in IT, but I did IT.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I wanted to tell you, Clement, people like you and your fellows who are into the production, we appreciate for what you're doing for the Rwandan music, for the artists. And the reason we brought you here is to actually say thank you on behalf of every other.
Thank you.
You should be the representation of all producers.
Thank you.
Thank you for making our nights fun. And, you know, it's Friday. I think we should go out and dance to some of your music. Do you have something coming up very quickly?
Yes, we have a song dropping next week for Nell.
Yeah.
Exactly. Called Fresh. We have others for Platini. Go also is coming back with a lot of tunes. So stay tuned.
How many artists do you have in Kenya music?
We have 5. And this year is a surprise, but we might add a few more.
Interesting. So currently you have Nell, you have your wife.
Igbo, yes.
You have Igbo Mabano, you have Platini
and Tom Cruise.
And Tom Cruise.
Yes.
More to come.
Yes, this year.
Dear viewers, I think that's it. That's all we had for you from me and my guest anchor, Kremar of Kina Music. This guy is such a genius. When it comes to writing and producing, I've been looking forward to hosting this guy. And please follow him. That's all the songs that you're seeing and many more. Do you even know the number of songs you produced?
It's hard, you know, starting from 2005 up to now, it's hard.
A few hundreds?
Yes.
Maybe thousands?
Probably, yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome, thank you.
And thank you for accepting to sit in this seat. I hope you enjoyed it.
It was a tough one.
It was a tough one.
Yeah.
No, you did great.
Thank you.
Until next time, I'm Ethan Tashobi and of course, Kremar Ishimi right here and the entire news production team. Many thanks indeed for your company. I'm Ethan Tashobi. Bye for now.